the Kunkka, nor the Invoker and the Io and the Pango, as those will be our first couple of bans. Of course, we talk about the Kunkka already. Invoker, I think everybody has seen Miracle's Invoker this week. And the FBC Pango gets a respect ban there, and Io coming out as the ban as well.
That's definitely the scariest heroes for Nigma, in my opinion, as well, is Invoker and Io. So they're left with a Tiny, but Tiny is not as scary without Alacrity, but they still can go for the Sun boss. Oh, this is actually quite interesting. Because Kura played one Weaver game, as I remember, but it's actually a very crucial hero for Boom, so Kura decides to take it away from them, which is quite interesting. And also about Mushi, I've seen from the last games that he picked the Wraith King on the 18th before, and this Viper clutch, clever, really clever pick on the last pick before. He has some really good ideas about Dota right now, and also the way. Because he's at home right now and he's far away from the team, that's also it can give you some advantage in terms of you don't get caught up in the day-to-day stuff with the team and you don't share the same ideas, but you're slightly away.
The ultimate helicopter view.
Yeah, it's you're slightly away and you're you can concentrate purely on drafts.
Oh, that's interesting. I thought Boom was definitely going to pick up their Bane. Since you already have Weaver, we saw so much of that matchup last season, but Disruptor
is quite a unique pick for sure.
So
very unexpected.
I am a Disruptor enthusiast. I know a lot of people in this tournament have expressed their dislike for this hero. I do think he suffers a lot versus any kind of team with a BKB timing, but if you are playing him just as a catch hero, he's the kind of hero that can force a fight, right? There are very few heroes in Dota that can kind of do what Disruptor does in the early game, which is just force the enemies to fight you, because if a hero gets glimpsed back, then you have to help your teammate in most scenarios, right? So Disruptor is very interesting in that regard, but it really just does feel like, in this patch in particular, unless you're picking him versus counters such as Tidehunter, such as Puck, things that you need to just silence or get on top of, there are a lot better heroes that can do what he does.
I think the biggest question mark for me for the Disruptor pick is, why first phase? It's not like it's a hero that's going to get banned. Death Prophet makes sense because we've seen Scam play it. We know it's still flex potential there as well, but that Disruptor is just coming out of left field.
They might be thinking about potential Tidehunter close pick for the Nigma, and that's why they chose to go for this road instead. But Nigma are not gonna go for the Tide, obviously. They're just going for the Gyrocopter.
There's also a potential that it just dissuades them from picking the peskier, higher mobility heroes like Queen of Pain or Puck, and it could also just be setting up to take Disruptor away potentially if they are going to pick something like a Spirit for themselves. It is very curious in my opinion, but the good news about Disruptor is he did get that really massive buff on Glimpse. The cooldown is so much lower than it was before. I think it's 20 seconds lower on level 1, and you can actually build him in different ways now. But if Boom are going to play super oppressive and super aggressively and just run down these towers with DP, this is when Disruptor is really effective, right? Before the enemy team can get their BKBs. So they could just be using this as a high pressure hero. It's a new idea for sure.
Also, the one minus as well that I think in this, you can't really, they might be able to put this Disruptor as position 4 or something, but DP is usually a flex pick for them, so they put it as 5 or as 2. But right now they can't do that. It means that DP is definitely gonna go for the core role.
Are you sure that it couldn't be a Tim's Disruptor? Because it could be a position 4 Disruptor. It's not unheard of.
For sure. It might be an option for sure.
It could go anywhere, right? You're starting with these two heroes, and Disruptor can definitely be flex. It's not necessarily a Tim's hero. It's not something that you kind of think of as a playmaker in the early game, but it's going to make more sense as this draft progresses, right? We're just theory crafting for now, for the most part.
This is some very different openings than what we have seen. And we talked a lot about why this is the opening for the teams. Cap, do you have a favorite for these two openings? Is there one pairing that you would prefer to play if you were the one in the game?
I definitely like Nigma's opening a little bit more, because I feel like when I've loved Mushi's drafting the most, it's when it's been open and then they've been able to do these swerves. They did a lot during the DPC to get themselves a huge drafting advantage. They draft Luna, it'd get counterpicked. They've had 4 Luna instead, and all of a sudden your whole draft was aimed at countering a core that's now a support. Here, I don't feel like they have that same flexibility. Every single time they pick Disruptor, it's it's been Skem. So I agree with Rezo that I feel like the Death Prophet is kind of needs to be core. So for me, it feels like they're kind of putting very solidified numbers out there.
Also, the Shadow Demon pick for the Nigma becomes like super juicy as well if the B becomes a core. And they also got bit by Tundra yesterday with his D.
That's very true. It should be noted that TA is still in the pool.
Yep.
So probably the longest she's made it through a drop phase in a long time. And this is a Boom hero and also a Nigma hero, so...
Definitely a juicy pick for both teams.
See if anyone's going to snatch it. I can't imagine that it just goes through without anyone picking it.
Looks like
the Monkey King pick up
to tell.
From the Tundra. Tundra shows some really great Monkey games yesterday.
And that's a good leader for a potential FBZ Death Prophet, rather than it being mid. You'd like to be able to have those, melees in front of you.
Yeah, it kind of looks like an already set up lane for the off lane.
We've also seen how effective this DP and Monkey King lane was in the hands of Tundra. And Saksa would opt to even skip Jenga Mastery that one level. He would just play on Primal Spring, play on the Sun, and just set up for DP spells. So this is a very, very heavy kill threat lane. Of course, there's the potential for a Monkey King to also be a core, depending on what Nigma pick here. But from where we're sitting right now, it just definitely looks like this is their 4 hero and their 3 hero.
What can we learn from the bans that we've seen on the side of Team Nigma with the Ember Mars and Razor? Is there any kind of thing that they might be telegraphing about what they plan to do with their next 2 picks?
I mean, it looks like this Gyro wants to be a core because of the Razor ban, but I'm not sure yet. We're gonna see like in the next 2 picks to be sure of it.
Yeah, I think Mars as well, right? Flat Cannon against Arena kind of sucks.
For sure.
It's going to be so surprising if TA just is untouched for this year.
The Earth Spirit Darks here. Yes,
Okay. This is Earth Spirit's favorite combo ever. I think he just benefits so greatly from Ion Shell. It gives him so much. Like that level 3 power spike with Ion Shell and just Darkseer and Earth Spirit running in you is really scary, especially if you're a Disruptor 5. Like there's not that much you can do if you have this Earth Spirit on your face. So it's very scary for this Disruptor all of a sudden. These heroes can definitely suffer versus strong laners early on. For example, Juggernaut completely counters this lane, right? But if they just play for creep manipulation, play on the Disruptor, they can still work their way around it.
The Juggernaut is just such a clever pick as well. Mushi, once again, shout out to you. Right now, Disruptors actually make him more sense because of the Darkseer pick. Is like one of the best heroes against Darkseer from my experience personally. It's really hard to be Darkseer against Disruptor ever in the game, especially when you're laning against Juggernaut Disruptor. It's like one of the toughest laners to play against. They would just like have to play on the stacks, I would say. They can't ever pressure this lane.
And it's one of the better core-to-core matchups against Gyrocopter, right?
For sure,
like, Omni Slash feels so good against that hero.
It's against everybody, like in this game.
Yeah.
Also, the Healing Ward with the Death Prophet ulti and the Monkey King like scouting out in the trees, it's just going to be really simple towers for them early on. So this Juggernaut just completely counters any kind of melee hero that wants to kill him on lane. I think Disruptor and Darkseer and Earth Spirit, they do have to creep skip, and they do have to just dodge the Juggernaut for as long as they can.
And play for stacks.
If they can play for just the pick off on Disruptor, and then maybe the Ion Shell into TP mid on Earth Spirit, and all that extra damage, like they can definitely work their way around it. It's not impossible at all.
So I think I'm going to go for whoever I feel like is going to win the laning phase. And one thing that concerns me, if they do offlane Death Prophet, that doesn't do anything against Gyrocopter. So I think that actually needs to be a Death Prophet mid, and they need to run one of those tankier melee offlaners. So they ban Tide. Centaur is also like really good versus Gyrocopter in that regard. You just take all the CS in the lane. I think you want one of those because with these 2 teams clashing up against each other, winning lanes is going to be the most important thing.
There's also an idea of like maybe in pick and Storm Spirit this game because they have a lack of disables on Nigma. Just like one Earth Spirit is not gonna be enough to deal with the Storm. They do need some sort of the initiation power for Boom Esports for sure. But also like with Monkey, you want to have the range offlane here, right? Because like it makes your lane way stronger. So DP is like I would put DP there and I would just like look for the mid hero.
Unless it's a hero that you can leave alone, right? Because Monkey King can still have, pretty
like
decent
Timber
rotations mid. Yeah, Timber. It's a good example. Nigma kind of covering their bets with 1-1 ban.
Yeah, in this tournament, I was going to comment on that, Cap, is that it just seems like every single team has respected the flex potential of all of their lanes and just cover the races, right? We're going to take out one offlaner and one mid hero that we don't want to play against.
Yeah.
And you guys do whatever. It's cool. So
I'm
all
wondering
of the
if T is
heroes
gonna get out.
all of the heroes that FBZ has played have been banned out already.
Yeah, Storm is banned.
Good call.
It might be an option to pick a TA for Nigma as well.
Yeah, that's still in the pool. Yeah.
Still in the pool.
I don't like it anymore, right? I'm surprised that it made it this far into the draft. The option is still there, but it's going to be a little bit harder for TA to play against this Juggernaut Death Prophet run at your towers kind of lineup.
Yeah. What about SF?
SF is interesting here. Could definitely work.
3 seconds reserve time.
Nature's Prophet.
What is that?
So we've seen Nature's Prophet, I believe, once so far this tournament. It was played in the offlane. We know Mind Control plays a mean Nature's Prophet, but he also is the Darkseer player, so I think we're going to have a little bit of a switch up there. What do you like to see it as most, Cap?
Mid Darkseer is something that people have been experimenting ever since people started doing Orchid, and it would also mean that they don't have to run Darkseer into Juggernaut.
Yep.
That's just one option. Could just be mid Gyro, safe lane Natures. There's a lot of options, basically.
That's actually a clever idea as well, Cap. I like it. Just to put a Nature's Prophet there and go with Darkseer mid. Just farm the stacks. That's actually quite a nice idea to deal with lanes for Nigma in this game.
I know that Centaur has not had a good showing throughout this tournament, but he seems like a good pick for Boom here. The Stampede is going to be really bad.
Oh, the mid Yopaj Bat Rider.
The Bat Rider. So it will be the Death Prophet Monkey on the offlane, but the Yopaj Bat. Do you still want the Darkseer mid then, or is does that change that?
It changes a lot, yeah. But I can just chase this Darkseer over and over again in the lane.
There's a lot of flex potential too. Like we've seen Tundra play mid or Spirit, which is gonna depend on what they want to do with it. So it's actually really still up in the air. But I think this Bat Rider pick, super good. Super good. It's good against...
I agree.
It's good against Darkseer because you can lasso whatever target, kill it before it gets surged away, right? It's good against Nature's Prophet in particular, which was Nigma's gotcha pick. So I'm going to have to lean towards...
And they need initiation as well, and it just balanced so well around their draft, so definitely the Boom has a better draft,
and you
in my
said,
opinion, in this game.
Cap, you said you were going to go for the team that has the best lanes?
Oh, that's hard.
Because you don't know what the lanes are going to be.
Yeah, that I feel like the advantage does go to Nigma because they can kind of pick and choose where they go, whereas Boom's a little bit more straightforward. But Boom does have this amazing team fight, right? Bat Rider, grab back, pull back into a Death Prophet ultimate, and then that person's dead. Now you glimpse somebody else, another person's dead. It's tough to go against that for sure. But if Nigma's going to win, it's going to be off of those laning phase, so it's something to watch.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to just be mid-Nature's Prophet, to be honest. My only concern is just this Juggernaut pick really ruins this Darkseer or Spirit thing that they're going for, so they're going to have to maneuver their way around it. Bat Rider can die mid, but he can also just pop off.
Well, we're going to find out who's going to pop off in this first game of this best of 3 lower bracket finals together with our commentary duo. It is a Lyrical and Lacoste.
Thank you so much, Shiver, and the wonderful panel out there. Lacoste, hopefully today we're going to be blessed with 8 games of fabulous action and starting it off right
7.
here. Yeah, that's what we want.
Definitely, but this one should be very interesting. I like how they immediately picked the Bat Rider as their last pick, and this is the gotcha pick that I want to see on the last pick. There's nothing that the Bat Rider against what he's playing. He's not afraid of anything. That's just a free Bat Rider game. He should have a really good time. I want to see... It's been a while since I saw mid-Nature's Prophet, so I want to see how much can he do. Also, the panel talked about how this Juggernaut was a great pick against the Darkseer and the Earth Spirit, so they might need to creep skip and just go for a different kind of play, because they cannot pressure Juggernaut underneath the tower.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be so hard. I mean, we're not seeing any boots early on for Earth Spirit, as often happened. It's instead going to be pulling a lot of regen in towards his laning partner, sending some treants up to the high ground already out of the gate. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch this Bat Rider. It's a pick that feels like has really caught people off guard at various points. Just whether that's because of, people not anticipating that it comes out, you forget about it, or just, I mean, it felt like for a little bit it was all over the place. But Yopaj playing it this time, and we'll see how he does against his Nature's Prophet in the mid lane.
He should be okay. I mean, Nature's Prophet can TP, so that's like one of his strengths. Let's hype it up.
Oh, Kuro already brought down a little bit low. Can he get out of there? The Boundless Strike afterwards, and immediately going to be brought down. He got the rune, but it cost first blood.
Havir is not as strong as the hero was. In the previous patch, the 3 extra seconds on level 1 Shikuchi is a pretty big deal. It would not save him here, but something to be worried about. I've seen throughout this tournament viewers like dying a couple of times or getting harassed way more because like they're still getting used to that Shikuchi not being available when they needed it to.
Something that he's definitely going to need to watch for in this one. And already they are doing the old runaround. GH getting chased down by Tims. This Monkey King has consistently been a force, and Mind Control doesn't have level 2 yet, so no chance for him to get away. Another death. Tims picking up that kill.
It's a great start. I mean, they're sacrificing FBZ on the bottom a little bit, but yeah, he is staying away from the CS, has 0 CS, collecting some XP, and if they can grab another, they know he does not have a roll. Good boundless.
Yeah, GH is just going to get brought down again, and I don't know if this gets a heck of a lot easier.
No, he cannot play aggressor right now, so they will be able to reset. That Prophet will need some help. Like, they will definitely need to help her out, and Monkey King already TP'd back to the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, that start of the tri-lane, it's not often that we've been seeing like full-on tri-lanes get played out every once in a while. Throughout this tournament, it's happened, but that early move and finding the kills and then punishing it definitely has happened more than a few times. And now Yopaj going on to Miracle is going to go for the TP out, and then, as you mentioned, can teleport back into lane afterwards.
Yeah, didn't even pop the Magic Wand, nor the Fairy Fire, and now he can come back to the lane, so he's not going to lose anything. There's a couple of matchups, that Batrider really does well against. Batrider is gonna, threaten a kill, but sometimes he does not get a lot of CS. And look at his CS right now. He has two CS, 1 denied, now up to 3.
Well, and it's interesting, right? Because across the lanes, like Darkseer got some CS there as well, despite the fact that they ended up going down. It's still something to be said that, like, if you're getting anything out of that lane early on, it gets better as time goes on.
Yeah, I mean, it's harder for Batrider to see as there's Treants, and he has almost the full 20 damage more than Batrider, so kind of tough one. But the thing is, Batrider used a lot of mana, so Nature's Prophet should feel very safe. There's not enough mana for Firefly, and there's also 20 Magic Wand charges on him.
Playing around the last hit on that pine cone there up in the top side. Already on Mind Control, taking that level in vacuum. So at least having that opportunity to get active or just use it to CS on range creeps, depending on what he needs to do. As we can see down bottom, first time taking a look at this lane for a little bit. ILTW playing on the gyrocopter, and at least so far, I mean, as you would expect when you put 3 heroes top, he's having a great game, 15-9.
He is. He had a great tournament so far. He's been really enabled, and he was definitely feeling himself on certain heroes, especially Tiny. He had a great performance, and he's off to a really good start in this one.
It's interesting. I saw him over at like the breakfast area the other day, and he just looked incredibly cheery. Sometimes he's up there on stage, he looks all serious. This guy, he's a happy little guy. This scout is going to get pulled on in now, and GH turns onto him. Find that kill on to the Disruptor. Mind Control and GH getting active early.
Darkseer, one of the heroes that enables like a lot of these 4s, especially Earth Spirit and Clockwork, and then you always have this kill threat. Yopaj now on the mid lane has more mana to work with. Disruptor dying, gonna refill the bottle to give a bit more pressure. I don't think Miracle should die until like Batrider gets level 6, but also Miracle can also play it a bit differently and try to like rotate on the side lanes. Once he hits level 6, the damage coming out from the Wrath of Nature is gonna be really good.
Absolutely. Well, another solid move now at 4 minutes in. We're seeing a less than 1,000 gold lead and 21-9, 20-1. All the lanes looking pretty good for Nigma.
They are. I mean, this game is pretty even, but there are some stacks being made right now. Darkseer can easily clear those, and of course, also Gyrocopter can clear those.
Absolutely. Well, again, a movement up. And actually able to kill ILTW down on the bottom side of the map.
Oh, we've seen this lane. Dead Prophet plus Monkey King. It has been super popular from Tundra. I believe they played it 2 or 3 times, and it's just working out so well. Another roll.
Oh, nicely played. Skem slowed down there. And And this is the thing, right, of course, is they're going to go for the spin, try and bring it down the Darkseer, but surge away. Scam, no points yet for that glimpse. So I guess that's one thing you can do as well. Like, obviously, Juggernaut really hard to play into in this lane, but if they can isolate that Disruptor, he's going to be easing pickings.
Oh, yes. I mean, once they decide to go on him, and here we go again.
Round two, no spin. This is a big amount of trouble. Jackie getting chased down, but a good kinetic field is going to keep him alive. GH still running in very tanky on this Earth Spirit.
He's respecting the healing ward.
Yeah.
And underneath the tower, so they're going to be full HP. A bit low on mana, but they have still, you know, the kill potential, the turnaround potential whenever there's a Blade Fury, but we'll definitely need a bit more mana. I like this. He has Gauntlets of Strength that I think actually saved him there, having that extra 60 HP, and he's going to go for the Soul Ring, so have that, I'm going to say infinite mana, but being able to use the spin and use the healing ward is going to be a great pickup on Jug.
I love to see it, and at least so far so good up there for him, sitting top of the CS. Batrider and Death Prophet. I mean, do you see any of those like early rotations? Because it feels like obviously it would be the Nature's Prophet that might do it first and foremost, and actually it's instead going to be Nigma Galaxy. Move on in here. And can they get any extra pressure on? They're forcing Yopaj off.
Yeah, good read from Yopaj. He understands something fishy's going on, but this is going to be a lot of damage on the tower. This might actually, they might kill the tower. Two supports rotating.
Dude.
We've seen Nigma play like this. Both supports leaving the lanes early on. Yopaj going in.
He's on in. Tims is off to the side. They go for the big old
He's
stun,
dead.
and he's just gone. Thought that they could find a kill there on a Miracle, but not going to happen. And instead, Tims is going to be the one that is under fire and getting pummeled. These treants. Kuro runs on further forward looking for Skem, but the roll is there. They kill Tims. They're going to take the tower. They are owning.
Yeah, this reminds me against their game against Thundra, where both GH and Kuro were making really aggressive moves early on, and they collapsed on the mid tower pre-10 minute, and then like the whole jungle opened up. So this Batrider pick looked like really good, but look at the CS. He has 22 CS compared to Nature's Prophet 40, which is a big deal. Let's just swap to the net worth real quick. Yeah, he has more than 1,000 advantage already.
This is absolutely what they're hoping for. And again, the panel talked about, oh my God, is he dead? FBZ in some trouble. Caught there with the Sprout, summoning the tree. Its body blocks coming out as well. Do they have enough to bring him down? Tims can only look on, throws out the Boundless Strike to try and stop the pressure, but now the roll-in comes from GH, and he's on a killing spree. And guess what? They're here with Treants. This could be more damage onto another tower.
Nigma is playing so fast. This is the Nigma that we've seen throughout the tournament, where they just move so quickly, and this is going to be a great timing on the Orchid from Miracle. Just, you know, Power Treads, Magic Wand for the laning stage, and now they start put pressure on this tier 1 tower.
Yeah, and I mean, again, this has been the thing that we've watched for in this tournament is how quickly can the teams come online? How quickly can they start taking objectives? And if you got a Nature's Prophet mid, it's going to be really fast.
It is, and they have 2 entrances now that they can come from, actually 3, because they killed 2 towers inside the enemy triangle.
Yeah, all over. There's nothing safe here for Boom. This is a tough one indeed. Darkseer is looking to go for the double Null Talisman into the Arcanes. I'm wondering if even this type of a game, if he doesn't even need to necessarily scale, he could go for like a mech or something and just play with the team and they just take over the map. We'll see what he goes for here, but a lot of opportunities.
What I always liked about Mind Control's Darkseer is he like never autopilots in terms of items. Like he always, like, whether they need a pipe, whether they need a mech, or if it's like a good Aghanim Scepter game, he has like a really good feeling what needs to be done in the game, and that's why he's the best Darkseer player in the world.
We had a lot of talks backstage. I don't remember who it was that was saying this, but that basically when Nigma is really hitting on all corridors, it's going to be off the back of Mind Control's really impressive play. And, you know, we're seeing it here. Boom, they're going to need to deal with this. This is aggression that they are needing to have some answers for, and maybe a chance at a push down bottom here onto ILTW could be the way that they go forward, but FBZ backs out, and they won't end up making anything else happen. I don't know, where do you see their next move going? What is it that Boom want to make happen over the next couple of minutes?
They definitely need to take this bottom tower. Exorcism is online, so I want to see them bring extra people there. But the thing is, they lost this tier 1 tower on the off lane so quickly. So like rotation-wise, the TP rotation, they might be a couple of seconds late, especially if they decide to react to what Nigma is doing.
Well, they are going to not be able to react to this one. GH, level 6 now at 9.5 minutes, and drops the Magnetize, kills off Tims. Not even able to get the boundless strike afterwards. They're loving what GH is doing. He is just rocking this game.
Was that pun intended? With the rocks, he has over 1,000 gold, full magic wand, level 6. We were getting close. Oh, she is actually level 6, so both supports level 6 pre 10 minutes. That's going to be great compared to Monkey King, who's level 5, and Disruptor also level 5. I want to see Disruptor buying the book for himself, because he benefits a lot more than Monkey King. Yeah, Monkey actually buys it and gives it to Disruptor, so this should be a smoke time. With a Static Storm, they're looking to kill the Gyrocopter.
Gotta watch for that move. It's dangerous. And actually dropping just the wall down there. Wanted Jackie to go after the healing ward. Oh my god. I've never seen that before. That's awesome. Get out of here, healing
Extra
ward.
gold?
Yeah. Jeez, that's really cool. And in the meantime, you can also see the stacks getting taken at the moment over in the jungle. Yopaj cleared through those ones. They were also able to get the D ward on the obs that was placed up on the high ground there. Another solid thing they're getting from the Monkey King vision. So well done by Boom. FBZ. I mean, again, you like you talk about this catapult, you want to do something down here for Boom, but if a fight breaks out, like you said, where do you get there? How do you get there quickly as the rest of Boom?
Tower's full HP, and Weaver's one of the better heroes to buy time, drag the creep wave. Even if he dies there, it doesn't really matter that much. He can also buy back if they decide to fully collapse. And the chase potential from Team Nigma is insane. Having Earth Spirit, Darkseer, and also Nature's Prophet to TP after they're being chased is just so good. This has been a new build on Gyrocopter, which I really like. Going for a second item BKB after finishing Casual Crystallis, and then going back for the Aghanim Scepter, so you don't invest a lot of the gold into just ag components, because it doesn't give you much. It only gives you stats, 10 damage, which is not great, but this build seems to be more farm efficient.
Well, and getting online earlier, not having to wait for that Aghanims then into the BKB timing is definitely a bonus as well. And you can see that LTW, AFK, off in the jungle for the moment, trying to get his farm on. And Boom not crossing the river, not even stepping onto that side of the map at all. And it feels like Nigma are very happy with this. Very happy to just keep Kuro farming down bottom. He's already got the medallion done.
This is the dream game. This is what Puppy Weaver also loves to do, take a lot of the farm on position 5 Weaver whenever he can. And this is the hero that scales so well. If you get the levels, one of the better heroes that can just... I compare Weaver to Winter Wyvern, not because I like to pronounce these two hero names, but because...
But you do that.
Yeah, because they defend the tier 1 tower really well. Gotcha. Very hard to bring down, and always very annoying, hard to find.
Look at this timing now. Smoke Up, Darkseer, Earth Spirit. They have the mechanism done. They have the Orchid completed. This is their power timing right at this moment. But are they going to bring everybody? Boom is already up here with 3 heroes. This could turn south really quickly if they're not careful. Roll through, finds one, magnetize there, onto 2, and vacuum wall. Chase down, looking for more. Miracle right on top of all of them. The combo was there, easy as pie, and now Jackie trying to get away as well. But GH, he's not going to let you go. They keep reapplying magnetize. They've got the obvious. It's not going to happen. They got they got mechanism. They got everything.
Okay, I don't think Omni was needed there. Maybe he misclicked or something, because there were 8 Treants and 5 heroes that shared the damage. So this is going to be a tower. Great read from GH, rolling, knowing exactly where... I think he was looking for a Monkey King, because this is where Monkey loves to sit on the trees, and he actually finds Disruptor instead.
Man, it is not often that you see a play like this that quickly. Jackie realizes I am no place to be around here, and the spin comes a second too late. Can't TP out afterwards. Pretty stuff coming from Nigma. And right into the pit afterwards. With all those levels that they got there onto Kuro, they've got minus armor for days.
They have enough. They have enough sustain. There is mind control with mech, but they're going in. Static Storm doesn't hit anyone.
It's not where they need it to be. Kuro runs through all of them, getting some good vision. Tim's still chasing. They have the healing ward out there, and GH going to be pulled back in. Time-lapse. Kuro tries to get away, but these heroes are dead, so a bit too far forward for Nigma. And now, Boom, if they can take this with Exorcism...
They can, but mind control's half HP.
No, not like this for Nigma, and Boom, they hit the perfect timing.
I mean, using Exo and going inside the Roche pit was crucial. Static Storm did not hit anyone, but they still decided to take that fight. Lasso was finally used, the good lasso, and we're gonna see Jackie pick up the Roche. Oh man, I feel this game's gonna be good.
Oh jeez, yeah, that's one of those moments. Miracle is just going in right now, wants to run into everybody. Why not? They drop down the wall, but Miracle almost did. The mechanism comes out, trying to live right at the end, but it won't be enough. And now GH hoping to get a little bit of extra damage. That magnetize, that's gonna be enough for the cleanup. They keep on chasing forward for more. Kuro spots out Scam, has the bugs on him. Now another roll. They chase forward looking for more. LTW's in trouble, but the rest of Nigma is there to back him up. Jackie needs to get out of there, but he is also going to go down. But Yopaj, can he stack up enough of the damage? Can they start to get the sticky napalm stacks up high enough?
He
Stun there, onto one, silence afterwards, still looking for the chase. Jackie healing ward down, doing everything they can, but it is not enough. Yopaj trying to escape, but a scrappy back and forth one we got on our hands.
Oh, what a turnaround from Nigma. They knew that they can still take this fight. They knew Exorcism is down, no Wukong's command, no lasso, and also Omni Slash was on cooldown when they engaged. So great read there. It looked really bad. Like once Miracle decided to TP inside of all of them, but he is relatively tanky. And what is he building next? He's going for the Witchblade. Full damage with Orchid. Might decide to switch things around. Like might need to get a BKB before that.
Well, and the game, the way that this can play out now is just so varied in terms of where people go, right? You've got the Guardian Greaves fully done on Darkseer. It feels like they have a lot of those like group up and fight items, but boom, they're staying in it, staying close. Mind Control here coming in and stealing some of the Ancients away now as well. But game brought fairly low. I don't know if he's going to be able to finish all those off. Regardless.
He's trying. He's giving his best.
Yeah, this BKB on Bat, that feels like it's a great answer for them. And Yopaj immediately there going to run into Kuro, gets off that silence, and the slow, steady beatdown. Will it be enough? Time lapse to get away? It again.
Kuro messed up.
Yeah, he gets caught.
He should not have used Shikuchi before. He's like, He's going to know for the next time. It was also very close. In that kind of situation, you're playing against 5 Weaver, but also trying to save Lasso because you do not want to use it. But if Weaver runs away, then you're in a lot of trouble.
Goodness gracious, that was close. Yopaj thinking about chasing. Did GH just serve himself up on a platter? Flame Break able to catch, but on the wrong side, and that gets him away. I mean, you look at the situation of this game, and it's just high-leveled heroes for this point in time. There's been a lot of fighting back and forth. 21 kills in 17 minutes. And we do have a little bit of a lull here after the Aegis got cleared, but just going to try and pick up those next set of items and then maybe go in for another round. GH, the one up front, has the initiation. Who do they find? Just off the mark. They can't quite get him. Oh, he was able to dodge, but there it is. The pullback, the vacuum, already used though. Yopaj, BKB, now controlling onto one. Will it be enough to kill off Miracle? Static Storm also catching on the rest of Nigma. They're in trouble. Omni Slash onto the Darkseer. They find that kill too. 2 cores already. Now Kuro in trouble. And GH maybe can get away, but they get the glimpse back, pullback. Any way to cancel it? No. Really heads up play coming out from Nigma on the supports, but the cores have already gone down, and Kuro looks to make an escape. Will be able to get up there to the north.
Yeah, boom. I mean, this game back and forth, what we love to see. There was no gyrocopter. There was also no BKB on gyro. And Miracle with this build, he's full on damage, Witchblade plus Orchid. But once he gets a BKB, he's going to have an easier time fighting. Even though they have like 3 abilities that go through magic immunity. Roll misses, which bought a little bit of time there. Like they definitely wanted to burst Dead Prophet immediately. She dies in the end. And also like good Wukong's command. It's not that much damage, but they have a lot of circles, Wukong's command, Static Storm, and against Juggernaut, there's nothing that can stop his, spin, so that's one of the issues that Nigma is going to face. Because Juggernaut, he is farm. He's on the top of the network right now.
Tims breaks it. And they are under vision now, looking forward for more. Yopaj there, but all of these Nigma heroes underneath a ward, BKB out afterwards, and now the turn. Greaves are out. GH trying to get a little bit away from the Batrider there. Now looking for more. Tims is going to jump out of there. Does he manage to escape all the way? It looks like it, and they're actually going to glimpse away Miracle. Really well played by Boom to have dodged that dangerous fight.
They did not want to take that fight. They want to have Lasso for the next engagement, and it's going to be up in next 10 seconds. Exorcism is also online, 30 seconds until Omni Slash. Juggernaut just TP out.
Tims now
It's
looking
that
to make
easy.
something happen there. The jump in, the static storm onto both of them again, but the BKB is out from LTW. FBZ enough to kill off mind control, and LTW just has to TP away. No other answer. So another death on the core of Nigma, and well, they find themselves another. Why not? Atos out, Kuro in some trouble, throws the time lapse, and a secondary dust with the chase down, all the bugs in the Boundless Strike. It's enough to get that bug. So another 13-13 moment for us, as even in the kill score, even in the net worth, is there a team that you feel like is more happy with the state of the game at the moment?
I'd say Boom, because their lineup is like really well suited for the late game. Oh, here we go. Lasso. BKB is on cooldown.
BKB. Oh, well.
I mean, that would not even save him, but they use a lot. They use a lot to get that kill, but it's still worth it. 2 minutes until possible Roche respawn. One thing that I mentioned, and I think it's going to play out in the favor of Boom, is them having BKB piercing abilities. Like, you have Exorcism, you have Lasso, and Omni Slash. So Gyrocopter's never going to feel like super safe coming into the fight, even during the BKB. If that Prophet gets on top of him, he still needs to respect the damage.
Nicely done there. GH rolls in, finds the opening, and Miracle there to play cleanup afterwards. Yeah, that's going to be something to watch for, definitely. And, you know, there are some answers. I think we saw like a Lotus Orb being built on the Weaver. Kuro trying to get into that to maybe reflect an Omni Slash or something, but time will tell.
Yeah, both supports on side of Nigma Galaxy trying to get Lotus Orb. It's a great item. Remove the silences. Great against the Omni Slash. You can even precast it, and then Juggernaut's not going to feel safe. They understand that they need to protect the Gyrocopter in the fights, and also Miracle. Like, if they have those two Lotus Orbs, that's going to be great. Did I find a Philly? Do I see a Philosopher's Stone? No, they still didn't have found the tier 2 items.
No time. Too many kills to yet. It's been a very fast-paced one so far. And again, staying on their side of the map is a pretty consistent point for Boom. But they're keeping up in farm. Giving themselves a nice time despite being down all of their tier 1 towers. They've only taken one tier 1 of their own on Boom.
Radiant are scanning.
The gem picked up as well and being held by the Batrider. So they want to try and control this vision and shut down those movements that we've seen from Nigma.
Yeah, they're going to devour their whole jungle. This is one of the earliest gem, I think, that have been picked up. So it's great. I think it's worth it. There is one on the high ground that JJ's pointing out, which is most likely not going to get devoured. But yeah, once they decide to play a bit more aggressive, this is a great pickup. Like, if you win a one fight, turn that into Roche and remove their wards, you're setting yourself up for a really good time in the next like 5 up to 7 minutes.
And you can see that already a lot of the side of Nigma heading down to the bottom side of the map where they do have some more wards of their own. And in the meantime, Batrider also heading out. He's kind of alone here. Is going to spot Kuro. Does he go for the solo kill? It looks like it. So pulled back in. Do they have the silence? Even dropping the static storm on that one just to secure the finish. So everything dropped down, and now maybe looking for more. GH gets the rollout. Can't catch up to him. LTW not in range of the glimpse there, it looks like.
Yeah, 2 ultis for a position 5, but if you look at the net worth, Beaver is more farmed than all 3 other supports in this game. So I think it's worth it.
Yeah, just another one of those by virtue of having that bottom tower taken so early. Roll in. Finds Tims. Can they do anything afterwards? They get it. Vacuum back onto both. Scam in trouble now. Dude, these early movements, and GH has just been having a heyday on his Earth Spirit.
Yeah, it's been too long since we've seen GH Earth Spirit in action, and it's always a pleasure.
Been a really good game there on that guy. And Yopaj just has to back out again. So a 2K gold lead. We'll see if they try and make any move towards Roche or anything like that on the side of Nigma. But at least for now, it looks like it's just the farm up game, get to that next set of items. Aghanim Scepter's still going to be there eventually for the Gyrocopter.
Forcing a BKB, that's big.
Yopaj has to get out. Well played, well played. The missile will eventually head on over, hit the ancient camp, and well, pushing out those lanes constantly, making sure that they don't have to deal with any shenanigans on the sides. So Movement out now. Are Boom gonna try and do anything? Like, is there any item that you think they're really waiting for before they want to try and make an...
They have Scotty, but I don't think that's gonna happen because Nigma, they are inside the pit. They're poking, they're seeing, you know, what's happening. Let's see if we can go inside. Because there's always a threat. They can smoke in if they outpush the lanes, and smoke with the exorcism, they take it so fast.
Yeah. GH rolls in, tries to find FBZ. He's a little bit out of position right now, but Skem is there with the Static Storm. Has to be careful, drops it, catches Kuro. In some trouble, has the Sprout, trying to keep him alive. Boundless Strike pushback, and Kuro going to fall. Now afterwards, they drop down the Wukong Span, able to find one down with the back wall. Is there any follow-up? They do a good chunk of damage, but Nigma is already dropping so quickly. Darkseer is about to die. Mind Control brought down low. Essence Ring, everything to keep him alive. Can they do anything else afterwards? Mind Control tries to run, turns his illusion now onto Skem, but with those ghosts chasing, they're eventually going to find the finish. There just wasn't a follow-up after the back wall, and, well, they turn onto LTW. He too will die. Great combo and great play coming out from Boom.
Yeah, they catch Weaver before he can get any spells off. No buyback. Kuro just got his buyback. He would definitely love to use it immediately. There's no exorcism, so I think Boom needs to be careful. I'm not sure if they can just go inside because Nigma will respawn.
Atos, Kuro, he's already there. Run in. Buyback now comes from Miracle. Can they take this fight? Paj running out. Miracle on the far side finds Skem. This is pretty good. Turn again, they buy back on GH. Jackie trying to chase, looking for the kill on a Miracle. Has to BKB and TP out afterwards. GH rolls in, but now the silence comes out. So they got him caught. Skem ball back into this too, so they're going to have the glimpse to pull GH in that much closer. One by one, they lose Nigma. Kuro is also likely to fall here. The silence comes out, and just immaculate play from Boom.
It is pretty clean. 2 buybacks used on both sides, and in the end, Boom is victorious. So this Roche belongs to Boom. I don't see Nigma fighting without Earth Spirit. He's gone for 55 seconds. Exorcism will be online in 50. They will have Lasso in 15. So, like, they need to be careful. Batrider also just hit level 20. Like the BKB piercing abilities that we talked about. Oh, another
back wall goes in with LTW, but Miracle's not there either. Mind Control now in trouble. He's going to be glimpsed all the way back into the pit, but just to his death. And the decision to go back in right there is going to get punished heavily, and they keep looking for more. Boom, get another 2 kills. And some struggles coming out now for Nigma as they're looking to ways to deal with this Boom lineup that is now going to get another Roche.
Maybe if Nigma had Earth Spirit alive, but without him, I just don't think they have enough control. And we mentioned multiple times those BKB piercing abilities, Lasso, you use it on a target. They still have enough physical damage coming up from the Dead Prophet and the Juggernaut. And now the Scotty is done. He's going to pick up the Shard as well on top of Aegis. I mean, it says 5k gold lead, but with this Aegis, the net worth should just increase. There's also a lot of towers that they can work on. There's still... No, there's not a tier 1 tower on the mid anymore. It got killed.
Yeah, Boom. What a turnaround that it's been. I mean, it's never been like a bad game for them so far, it's felt like. But there were a couple of moments where Nigma were the ones setting the tempo, and Boom have held on for the moment and now are in a super solid position. 7k gold lead. And we'll see what they end up doing with this Aegis here. At the very least, it feels like some of these tier 2 towers are going to drop. Barring a big play, and looking for a big play possibly down bottom. Yopaj is going to TP out of there.
Yopaj needs to be a bit more careful because he is holding on to Gem, and they do not want to lose it. Having vision against Weavers is always going to be great. And where is Nigma's vision? Right now, I see only 1 observer ward at the bottom.
Meanwhile, mid. They're ready to move on in. Finding one, it's LTW again. They've got really fast Batrider chasing this guy. Flame Break, seeing if they can force out a BKB, but the surge comes from Mind Control, and that will be enough to stop them from worrying about any extra chase. So back towards mid, Boom go. They've already taken the tier 2 top. Tier 3 tower is being hit on the top side as well. And there's some split push going right now, but they need something else on Nigma.
Darkseer has a shard, so now there's going to be a normal punch, which is okay punch, 3 out of 5, nothing spectacular, not an excellent punch.
Right.
I just wish the warding was better. And now up to a high ground.
Yeah, they've got sentries down, they've got everything. Exorcism continuing to sit there pretty. Silence out onto the jug. Healing ward has been used, but now they pull him back in, and this is ILTW can't afford to go down right now. ILTW dies, no buyback. Boom, just blowing this game wide open.
And this is the power of Batrider. Once he has that, 2 items, BKB plus a Blink Dagger, and if there's nothing that can pierce BKB, he's gonna always feel safe just jumping in and dragging the target back.
Miracle gonna get found there. The root comes out. BKB needs to back away. Miracle TPs afterwards. And the back wall onto 3, but there's no follow-up. There's just nothing there to combo together with it. Static Storm down now on to Mind Control. He is gonna get taken down as well. And boom, it's all too easy for them.
Yeah, Miracle managed to kill a tier 3 tower bottom, so the racks are exposed. And they also have nothing that, if Batrider used his ulti, they cannot stop Miracle from TPing. So that's one thing that he needs to be careful about. Jackie going for that tier 3 right now.
We'll see if they can make anything happen here. I mean, Miracle's again going to push out this bottom lane. It's a little bit of a thorn in the side of Boom, but...
It's the best thing he can do right now. They cannot fool 5-on-5 against Boom.
No, and they're moving in. They've taken that tier 3 tower, so one set of racks already down, a second one exposed. ILTW trying to hold off as long as possible as these Treants are going to push out. If they can find a way to hold here, and it can be 1 racks against 2, things could maybe look better, but you can see they're already bringing back Yopaj. Nigma, they've got to look for something here. They need to find a kill. Got to get on the board.
It might be one of those desperation smokes when Aegis is about to expire, which is going to be in minute and 20 seconds, and this is going to be their, Hail Mary play.
Rax was claimed. It was only a ranged one, though. And Miracle trying to build into the AC next. We've got 13,000 gold lead, but the tempo that Boom are playing, it just doesn't felt like there's that punch that they needed on the side of Nigma yet. The BKB piercing disables, as you mentioned multiple times, are incredibly deadly.
Yopaj has a full Octarine core with your arcane.
And he finds a Miracle. No! Wait, what? Oh, he just ran right by him. Oh, he wasn't Fireflied, or maybe they just didn't quite see him there, but regardless, unreal.
I think he should have seen him. Like, he was almost on top of him.
Yeah, just give him the benefit of the doubt as Miracle there is going to get found. BKB TP's out of there. And ILTW wanting to escape, but Yopaj, he's got him. The lasso is there, waiting till the last second with the Omni Slash down.
The style points from Yopaj, did not want to use it immediately. And the next lasso is going to be back online in 50.
Jeez, it's so crazy. They lose the gyrocopter yet again, and if they need to, can wait out for the next Aegis as this one is about to expire, or maybe a chance here, an opportunity, but Yopaj, BKB popped. Miracle shows up. They want to make something happen here. Can they roll through? Hit it perfectly? No, it will not happen. Well, never a chance.
It looked like he connected for a second.
He rolled on the other side and was able to do the magnetize. I think it wore out right at the last second there, but Lotus picked up for GH, and, well, Kuro, he's going to be brought down as well.
Jackie with the plays. He knew exactly where Weaver's going to go back. He's like 1 Mississippi, 2, 3, 4, and gets him immediately. Full BKB done on him, level 23, going for the Bastard next to have an extra bit of a lockdown and control.
Yeah, this is the cherry on top right now for the way that this game has gone. And again, like, you take a look at the graph, right? It's been relatively even up until that point when it wasn't. And then it just went really bad.
Thank you, Gabe. You are a true Dota analyst.
That's right. I'm ready to go. But walks in. Oh, he wanted to go for the punch, but he got the spin in time. And now the pullback. ILTW, he's going to drop. They go for the Boundless Strike. Catch now onto GH. Nowhere left for him to go. The Static Storm afterwards, but he was able to get the rollout. Unfortunately, there's this ability called Glimpse. And, well, for Boom, never in doubt. They're taking the last set of racks here. Clean as can be from them. There's still, I guess, one more up on that top side, but nonetheless, this is going to be another tier 3 tower taken, barring a miracle. And they do have that hero. Punch. The punch, unfortunate, looking a little bit too normal right now. And they go onto the melee racks, back wall, hits onto 2 of them. Spin it in, right on top of Mind Control, backs out of there, silence, Manta. And then he walks away afterwards. The chase is not there. The damage is not there. Boom is there. And they are not stopping. Kuro rolls through onto everybody. Silence comes out. Mind control looking for it, but there's the BKB reaction just in time. Can't get off the normal punch. The fear comes out afterwards. Mind control, barely able to hobble away from that one. And actually, for a second there at least, they get the vacuum back. FBZ brought down low. He's going to be the sacrifice left behind.
There's still that barracks you talked about on the top lane, the ranged one, and they will respect it, try to get out, maybe lose Disruptor here as well, but considering what they got, it's still pretty big. GH trying to fish, he's trying to get whoever he can. Now they have 2 Lotus Orbs. Wish these 2 Lotus Orbs came a bit early for Nigma. Like there was this fight on the mid lane that Weaver was so close. I think he needed 200 gold to get it. It could have been an item, to be able to protect the Nature's Prophet or the Gyrocopter against Lasso and Omni Slash. And now they have 2 a little bit too late. But yeah, they're still in this game. No mega creeps yet.
Well, and we talked about this. The way that this game has gone, BKB has just been such a great answer, and you can see how much they value it. Juggernaut going back for the BKB afterwards because he knows you pop that, you can't do anything. Like the strongest heroes in this game, like the Gyrocopter is not where he needs to be in terms of farm, all of its magical damage. They are going to try and make a play down bottom here, but GH, is he going to be able to get out of there? They get the lasso. They were baiting him out the whole time, waited for Miracle to show up, and then they get that kill too. Both of them get brought down. Really pretty stuff coming out from Tim's. What a call.
Yeah, it seems like Monkey King has been one of the best heroes in this tournament in terms of what the hero provides, like setting up so many kills, providing vision, and also very good in the lane. Okay, Nigma.
You gotta, I mean, when you're down by 20, you gotta go for a
play.
Hail Mary.
Yeah, you have. It's also Aghanim Scepter. Oh, I think they should give Aghanim Scepter to Weaver, actually. If he can, use one good time lapse on a target that they lock into, but it's going to be difficult. He needs to be very close. Let's see, Kuro made the slot, and yeah, he's going to be picking it up.
Big. That's what they need. That type of play, and Jackie immediately is like, all right, well, you do that, I'm going to come get Mega Creeps then. So they will claim the Mega Creeps. Possibly one last hurrah here from Nigma Galaxy. Refresher done for the DP. They finish a BKB on Darkseer.
It's going to be 2 Exos.
Looking for this. Jumps in. Ooh, looks like he blinked back afterwards. Yopaj either didn't like the look of it or a little bit of a mess up there with the fingers, but silence out. GH looking for an opening.
W just gonna die. There's the time left.
All right, one time. Has the Aegis afterwards for a second round if they need to. Down and dead. Mind control looking for an opening, but he's just not getting anything at all. They kick out of the Wukong's command. That's not bad. Lotus Orb afterwards. Back wall, but they're all BKB. He didn't get a vacuum off on anybody. The time lapse keeping him alive again, but Miracle back up again in 18 seconds. Can they wait that long? It doesn't look like it. Buyback from the Gyrocopter, and you can see that they can retreat back on Boom. Nobody lost.
Another Exorcism is ready. He pops it immediately.
Yeah, and round 2 of this one looking that much prettier. Jump forward from Jackie, looking for a catch for a kill. Do they have enough in the tank? They do indeed.
Didn't even pop it.
Jackie, too strong. Miracle turned on next. With the Exorcism going, this is going to be the end of the game. Boom! They are too much to handle here in the lower bracket finals. Pretty stuff.
They're waiting until the throne falls, and we'll call it in the end.
GG.
Oh man, what a game, Nigma, they were ahead, 3 up to 5k, I believe, and then suddenly Boom says, you know what, no, not today, not in this game. Great performance. I think it comes down to something that we mentioned already multiple times during the cast, is one team having 3 BKB piercing abilities and the other team having none.
Right. Well, and so much of the damage from that lineup, I think, relied upon that early momentum and snowballing that they're talking about out of the laning stage. And it just didn't manifest the way that they needed it to. And Boom, just an incredibly strong team. They've proven it time and again.
Yes, and especially in this game, Chef Mushi made him a really good draft. The last big Batrider was top tier. They managed to play well around it. Collapsing on the mid early on, taking the tier 1 tower mid and also bottom, but he found the farm. He found the really good pickoffs, and yeah, we gotta give credit to Yopaj once again.
Impressive stuff from Yopaj yet again. We're gonna head on back to a short little stint with the panel, because I want to hear what they have to say about that, breaking down the action. BKB is still a good item, apparently.
Pretty good. It's okay. It's pretty good. Boom's pretty good too. So take game 1 here in the lower bracket finals here against Nigma Galaxy. I'm here with Cap, Effie, and with Resolution. And Resolution, I want to actually start at the beginning because this was the first time when we saw a Disruptor first pick. And obviously we saw it work out not so well at the first 10 minutes maybe.
I mean,
but it worked out.
Yeah, I would say the Nigma had really like almost perfect early game this game because like they took 2 towers from Boom early on. Like it was 7-minute mark, I think. The mid tower like this 6:30, then they go for the bottom tower as well immediately. They won also like 3 lanes in this game. Like even top lane, it was really good for them. Props to GH, like his moves in this game was like incredible, and this is why like they had this really big lead in the early game. But still, like the way this lineup works, like as soon as a Boom get BKBs, like there's nothing Enigma can do. Nothing, absolutely nothing. And just clearly show this Roshan was actually super crucial.
Yeah, this is where the game changes to the favor of Boom.
The game changes completely here. But even if without this rush, I think the game would still go this way as it did.
Yeah. So about that Weaver, Sheaver, it rhymed. But I think the Weaver pick actually made not very little sense. But I understand why they picked this Disruptor, right? Because every time that Weaver showed, dropped the Static Storm, Disruptor did not care about any other target on Nigma. He just used everything on the Weaver, and then all of a sudden they weren't scared of giving the Weaver away, right? We were talking about, they took it from Boom, but it was more so Boom kind of baited them into taking it, and they had an idea for it. So, so good on Nigma that honestly the issue is just when they're playing versus each other, like team fight versus team fight at that stage of the game, after each team is like a bit more comfortable, have a couple of items up, it felt like Nigma couldn't out DPS their sustain as well. Like they were taking these fights in Jingu on top of Spirit Siphon, and there was a healing ward, and there was just so much happening. There wasn't enough damage coming out on the side of Nigma early enough in the game. So I think you have to make sure that you're not in a position where you can just get out healed, right? I know it sounds funny because heals, haha, right? Nobody's actually played for heals this patch, but it really did look like that.
It looked like that, and we talk about how Nigma Galaxy has to go back to the drawing board. Yes, Boom took this victory, of course, Rezo, but we said it, the first 8 minutes, they lost 2 towers, which is not that great. And I wonder if when they are looking back at that game, win is great, but they also will look to adapt to maybe set themselves up for a bit of better lanes.
I don't think lanes, like during the draft, was actually the mistake. It was just the execution that they did. They started as tri-lane top, and that's because of that, TP was actually for a very low start at the beginning, and this is why he has to recover, and that's why LTW has such a good start, and it's just snowballed from there. But I think if they just stay with normal lanes, they would have a better start. As well as I think Nigma, they need to get back to the point where they have some buff on LTW and they just play with one core. It's either Miracle or LTW, but they can't really have these 2 greedy cores, especially against Boom, because they will punish you for that. And they need to focus more on the balance, in my opinion, because yes, early game is cool, fast pace is cool, but you need to make sure that when you go into the mid game, you're not gonna have trouble. You're not lacking some, I don't know, BKB disable or more physical damage or some objective taken heroes.
I agree with that completely, and Nigma did a little bit of a change up in their farm distribution during the DPC, where they relegated most of the farm priority to Miracle, and they let ILTW play things like Sibling Queen of Pain, and they looked really good when they were changing things up like that. So if they could kind of go back to, yes, we pick one and we play around it, that could be a very simple way to approach Boom style.
I love it when teams do the
do?
same openers. Yes, I do love it because me, big dummy, all right?
Okay.
I've never had to draft before in my life, all right? It's a very special skill.
Yeah.
So when there are as many of various factors going on, if we can cut some of those out, I feel like I can understand a little bit more. So we're going to see the tweaks that Nigma put into this, right? Because they open with this, they feel like their opener was fine. It was just the closer that did not work so well. So a real quick note, you said earlier they were talking about some of the sustain that they fought through, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, they didn't have a Spirit Vessel that game, and I went back and checked, no Spirit Vessel at all, despite Death Prophet healing ward. And
I think our Spirit could have bought it instead
he could have bought it.
Grams.
Yeah.
They were just getting out healed, really. It doesn't look like a healing lineup when you look at it. You're like a healing ward, but DP naturally sustains, and so does Monkey King and his Wukong. So it just felt like they didn't have enough damage. So I guess they could just go for some kind of heal reduction. Kyle's patting himself on the shoulder.
I wonder what kind of adjustments they're gonna make during the second phase, but they're still going with the same band.
Yep. No changes so far.
So
Pretty sure it's gonna be the same.
I thought the Disruptor was actually a very effective tool versus Weaver. He didn't necessarily do that much in the game versus the other cores, but they were always able to just kill the Weaver in the Static Storm, and a 5 Weaver is not going to be able to buy a BKB. He's not going to be able to buy any kind of item that will sustain him in a Static Storm. So I feel like they found a really good answer to a first phase Weaver with just this hero.
But you can also find a really good answer against this Disruptor, because on the lane it suffers from heroes like Abaddon or Legion Commander, and I wonder if Team Nigma is gonna end up with a different road this time.
Yep. So far we have no changes apart from that Boom so far has skipped banning out the Chen, while Nigma Galaxy is just locking in their same bans instantly once they have the hold of the.
I do think they put themselves in a little bit of a weird spot when they pick the Darkseer into the Disruptor, because it just makes them a really hard lane, and the Juggernaut closing the Darkseer pick was also a really nice pickup by Boom.
And they ban out the Darkseer actually, so that's our first change of this game compared to previous game. And then the only one that's left in is Chen, but obviously Kuro is normally the one playing Chen, and probably they're expecting maybe this Weaver to be played by Kuro instead.
Because although they didn't win with the Darkseer, you saw how much early game momentum that Nigma were able to build with just an Ion Shell on a roaming 4. It did so much damage early on, so they're like, let's get it out of the way. Let's not put ourselves in a position where a Disruptor can feed on lane. So I understand it. And Tusk does fill a similar role to Earth Spirit, but what does Tusk give? He actually has a potential save versus Boom, whereas they didn't have any kind of save hero in the last game.
And the Monkey King ban is also a new one. Of course, we had Boom play that in previous game, and that means Razor is left in the pool for Boom if they want to pick that up.
That's actually quite interesting, the Tusk pick. I don't think we've seen the Tusk before in this tournament. This is the first time. Definitely, and I wonder what's gonna continue from the Nigma Galaxy, like who's it gonna pair it with? Is it gonna be like Nature's Prophet for the mind control this time around for the first pick?
I think we saw one Tusk before. I can't remember which team played it, but I think it was on day 1. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it was on the other stream.
So Tusk got a lot of quality of life changes, but nothing too extreme. Outside of one thing, which really enables him as a support, more so than a core, he got the cooldown reduction on his Walrus Punch. Yes, it does less damage, but it's up. There's more uptime on it. So it just enables him to play the GH style roaming more.
All right, because of 2 different bans, we're gonna see 2 completely different drafts from second phase.
Is this our first Earthshaker of the tournament?
No, there was Boom ran an Earthshaker, I think. I think it was with Death Prophet.
Okay.
I can't remember.
That's definitely a good solution when you don't have a Monkey King. Yeah, and it's like one of the better heroes against Tusk as well, because like if he's gonna save somebody with a snowball, it means like there's gonna be more heroes for the Echo Slam later on.
Yep.
As long as you're patient, you're gonna get that.
Up.
That's very true, actually.
Yeah, they had Earthshaker, Death Prophet. This was against Nigma Galaxy C, and their last hero was Tiny.
Okay.
A very similar lineup, though.
I think that once Nigma get BKBs this time around, though, Boom's lineup is weaker, right?
I just thought about it as well.
Yeah, just in the last game, it felt like once Boom got BKBs, they were unstoppable. But in this one, once the Selena and Gyro get a BKB, Disruptor's food. Death Prophet will actually get like 5-shotted with tag team Lena. She dies so quickly and she gets outranged, right?
For sure.
Shaker will also be ineffective. So now Boom are in a really scary position where Nigma are gonna just hit this BKB timing.
I think for Boom to win those fights, they need to be able to have the superior initiation. I would love some sort of vision hero for Nigma.
I would love to see the Legion Commander, just another buff for the LTW or Miracle.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's the difference here, Cap, right? Because when you have a Monkey King, you kind of always guarantee that you have some form of vision in the fight, something to just enable your front line for you. But you can't really do the same thing with an Earthshaker. He's much more difficult to fight around.
So we have an OD ban already on the side of Boom Esports, and Nigma Galaxy has banned out the Wraith King. We are most likely looking for, what is it, an offlaner. We're looking for mind control hero on Nigma Galaxy, while Jackie is the one left without a hero on Boom.
Yep.
So I think Tidehunter could potentially be a very good pick for Nigma. They're just missing that one big beefy teamfight hero.
But do you want to pick Tide into Disruptor already?
I think it's fine if you itemize around it.
I also love this OD ban from the Boom Esports. It really helps Nigma a lot. So we won't see the OD anymore.
Saving them from themselves.
Saving them from themselves, for sure.
No, I kind of get the OD concept. That way you can just you can banish whoever's static stormed, which is probably going to be the Weaver. It's a way to stop him from feeding.
No, that's true, but like mind control, this is not his hero. Like he can excel so much better on the other heroes that he's really comfortable with. Just my opinion. And I don't know, this game is gonna be like so much about like how this Earthshaker is gonna roam, and like recently he's not been that useful in roaming, so it means that like he's gonna have a really long blink timing, really late, and I don't know, it just seems very good for Nigma.
Nigma could also go for Legion Commander here.
Yep.
With the Tusk, it's a very strong lane, and you can also just press the attack your Weaver when he's static stormed, kind of keep him alive long enough to time-lapse. There isn't that much burst damage coming out of Boom yet outside of the Queen of Pain, so...
There would have been if there was a PA, but Nigma just banned it out. We mentioned earlier already on the panel that Jackie had a fantastic performance yesterday on his Phantom Assassin. So that one's out of the pool. We have to mention TA is still in the pool, but it seems like these two teams are happy ignoring it.
It's a good TA game
Yeah.
for the Boom, for sure. I'm also looking for Troll and maybe even Morphling. But I mean, in previous patch it would have been Morphling for sure with an Earthshaker, but this time around it's not the same. Still a good hero though against Gyro. Love it.
Could also
Maybe
be
not the
looking
strongest
at-
lane with its Raptor, so they'll have a weakness there for sure. So I'm wondering if it's gonna be like a Troll or I don't know, maybe even Juggernaut again.
Could also be looking at Tiny for Boom. They just kind of play for burst once they have those BKBs. Just go in, kill a target quickly, get
I think
out.
Tiny is not enough. It's not gonna give you
Medusa.
Yeah, Jackie's Medusa. I think both the problem with Tiny and Medusa is they don't have any sort of damage amp.
Instant.
Well,
What is our offlaner? Is it Tusklina off lane?
Wait a second.
Who's mid?
It could be mid Gyrocopter
It's
and
Tusk 3, right?
then off lane it could be Tusk 3.
Gyro support?
Gyro
Yeah.
support, position 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys,
Weaver sounds pretty strong.
hear me out. It's a good anti-mage game. I know a lot of people see anti-mage, Fogged in particular, because I will always root against the anti-mage team, but it's a great hero versus Medusa. There isn't that much lockdown that he can counterspell the Glimpse, for example, right? It's just a Static Storm he's to be scared of, but they're not going to be playing around the team fights. It's just a Fisher. I think he can skate around it and eventually outscale the Medusa.
New
Alright.
Diffusal Blade builds, and I think Aghanim's is actually really sick for AM versus Dusa specifically, because you want to be able to put pressure without necessarily committing.
It is a good anti-mage game, but are they gonna be able to fight with 4 heroes, the 5 Boom heroes? I don't know. I'm not sure, because like in the terms of balance, Boom lineup seems to me way better.
Boom seems to be faster. Like you feel like Boom's gonna get ahead too far before ILCW's anti-mage can come online?
Yeah, I think so too.
I think Nigma can win this one, actually. I think ILTW will rise to the occasion.
Okay, well, we're going to find out. It's game 2 of lower bracket finals. It is, of course, elimination on the line. Winner of this best of 3 will make it to the grand finals to play up against Tundra. Will Boom take it 2-0 here, or will we see a game number 3? We're finding out together with Lyrical and Lacoste.
Thank you so much, Sheever. So much stuff happened in that draft. We saw it there for a second. They were looking at the pick. They were talking about Nigma, and then I saw somebody laugh, and I was like, what's that laugh about? Lacoste is like, I think they're going to pick Medusa. And it picked an anti-mage last. The panel was wondering, where's that anti-mage going? It's mind control anti-mage, offlane anti-mage, ladies and gentlemen. Lacoste, did you see it coming? Do you like what we got going
definitely
here?
not. I mean, they could have swapped things around a little bit, but like they knew instantly what they want to go for, and look at his item build on anti-mage. Yeah, you are seeing that correctly. No regen whatsoever, so he's gonna be taken care of by his supports. FBZ once again on the Dead Prophet. This offlane anti-mage, I want to see what the item build is going to be. Ring of Health might turn that. There's no way he's going to go for Battle Fury because you have Gyro already. It would be too greedy, but having something like a Diffusal Blade, now that it stacks, is going to be okay, and then turn that into Manta Style. If he has a lot of farm in the lane, he might always get the Vanguard, like the old school anti-mage build.
Right.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
It's going to be super interesting to watch, like, which way he plays it. And I think that it's also, like, worth, again, noting so many times throughout, you know, Mind Control's career, he's been about, like, enabling his other cores to be strong, enabling his other players. He's played with some of the best in the world. But when he's really looked at his best, he's been able to carry games. He's been able to make it absolutely happen. And going against the Medusa in the laning stage, we'll see what ends up going on here. But I can't wait for this one. And Boom, you know, they like to play active. They like to run at people.
They're very fast team. They know how to like choke them out of a farm, close out the map, and I want to see if that's going to be doable. Tim's on the Earthshaker, pretty standard stuff since the TNC days, but yeah, well, he's blocked a wave already, and Earthshaker in the lane like doesn't provide you with much. He's a relatively decent roamer, but not sure if they can leave this Dead Prophet alone.
Right, that's going to be something to watch for sure. If Death Prophet is able to get off to a hot start, you know, it's really great for you. But likewise, if Tims does have to head out of that lane multiple times. Like, it's already not an incredibly strong lane as Miracle spamming on out those Dragon Slaves and punching onto Yopaj constantly. But yeah, stuff to watch for there with like both Disruptor and Earthshaker's your dual support combo. Very strong team fight, not as strong in the lane.
Yeah, not so strong in the lane. But the good thing about the lane is they have 2 range heroes against 2 melee heroes on the bottom lane. So every single time they get close, there's going to be a couple of right clicks. Scam needs to be a bit careful until he regions up. If he gets caught by 2 heroes, especially level 2, block him off with the shard and the tag team. I think he is a very good candidate for a first blood material.
God, man, he needs to be careful. Change to the mana burn as well, coming from the AM, that you start getting slowed with it, and that combo together with GH.
Tag team.
Yeah, that's a dangerous combination. You can see FBZ now getting zoned back by Kuro, and you can't really offer that much in this laning stage, at least from the beginnings, from Tims, with the exception of that fissure. And, well, actually, gonna go for the Rocket Barrage. Bugs actually did not connect onto either hero. A little unfortunate, but they get it. First blood.
They get Jackie.
Dude, the anti-mage against Medusa. It starts so early.
Yeah, the shard block plus a tag team and the extra slow that you mentioned, like Medusa had no mana whatsoever. And who got the first blood? It's Mind Control, so he's off to a really good start. Plus Orb of Venom as well. Whoever gets caught, we talked about how, there are 2 range heroes, but if the lane pushes, boom, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. Like Medusa, she has no escape mechanism. Same goes for Disruptor.
Yeah, and I mean, it's an amazing Mana Void game, too. Look at all these int heroes with the nice, juicy mana pool ready to get popped. Can it be very deadly if, there start to be some solid rotations. But at least for now, Medusa, after going down, still, it's not like she's getting zoned out of the lane, CSing perfectly fine. Just needs to be careful about stepping too far forward, as the lane is actually kind of pushing out there. And Miracle taking control of this mid lane himself, forcing back the Queen of Pain.
And also forcing another healing cell. Miracle is playing the lane really well. Lina, one of the few heroes that can match up against the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain got a little bit of nerfs, I would say. She's not as strong as she was before, especially the mana cost on the Scream of Pain, like indirect nerf changes to Kaya Sanj. Numbers got lowered, the shard as well, and also Sonic Wave got nerfed by 30 damage, up to 20 and then down to 10.
Look at this right now. Bugs taken off afterwards, but FBZ still taking a little bit of damage. He's going to get that full duration Spirit Siphon there on the top line as well. As the Sentry Ward battle continues, as per normal when you're facing off against a Weaver, they have the Sentry Ward down for now at the very least. And they did block off on the Radiant that hard camp, so not an easy chance for a side pull coming in on the bottom side either. Blink back, perfectly good.
FBZ on the top lane still doing very good in terms of CS, same amount as Gyrocopter. Tims is here just pretty much to exist. If they decide to go aggressive, there's going to be a Fissure block collecting XP for now, and there's the Fissure. There's going to be a kill.
Ooh, Kuro up top, caught off guard. Gets found, gets killed.
Played a bit too aggressive.
Trying to get in towards those boots early on there, and Tims pushes back LTW that much further. And again, at least out of the early gates, there is not a huge lead anywhere. Although this is nice, as Skem taking a lot of damage there. GH fully committing. Oh, and yeah, he's going to get brought down as the last couple punches, but maybe not. No, it gets blocked off by the creep. He can't chase any further.
He's dead. He's dead.
Yeah, got him. Well done. So not able to connect onto that second kill in that bottom lane yet. Much less of a frenetic pace that we saw in the game number 1 going on here.
Oh, man, deleted.
Whoa!
He got level 6 faster than Queen of Pain, and 30 CS against 19 on Queen of Pain. Look what Yopaj has in the quick buy.
Oh, really? Oh, wait a second. Down bottom. Jackie in trouble. Tag team, burn mana, looking for it. There's a kill also on the other side. Skem dying to the tower, and that gives him opportunity to take down the Medusa. But yeah, nicely played. Well, what is it, the quick buy there for the Lina, yeah? Or for Yopaj?
For Yopaj, yeah, he has a couple of bracers. This time around, he feels like he needs to be more tanky, I guess.
Oh.
I'm not sure if he wants to commit to it, but we'll see. I guess also the reasoning is rotations early on, and also mana pool decrease compared to null talismans. I'm actually not sure if that's worth it or not. We'll have to see what he decides to go. Maybe he's trolling.
Maybe. There's a chance. But yeah, another kill down their bottom. Much appreciated, I'm sure, for the anti-mage. And you were seeing, like, you know, this hero, it's gotten some good buffs. Obviously, less HP pool, but more lethality coming out from the right clicks, the mana burn. And Kuro gonna run by Yopaj, spots him there, Sakuchi through, and that signals there is a rotation. Be careful, ILTW. And that's just going to be a blink away. As soon as they saw the Sakuchi damage, realized they weren't going to be able to make a kill happen up the top. And instead, it's going to be Miracle that's getting some good damage onto that tier 1 tower mid.
Queen of Pain is level 6. I want to see some kind of rotation, try to kill Miracle, because right now he's playing extremely aggressive. Oh. He gets the stun.
There it is. Well done. Laguna Blade afterwards. Yopaj going to blink away. Now, GH, he's still in the area here. Tim's also, they catch him for the moment, tries to go for it. Miracle able to dodge some of that incoming damage, but still going to be chased. And with the Disruptor catching Tim's turned upon, Miracle wants to get a return kill.
They want to give this to
Yes, they will. But they take down Miracle there with Yopaj.
Yeah, perfect rotation. They needed to get back Yopaj into the game. 2 supports coming to the mid lane, getting the level. Like, Disruptor's pretty high level. He's level 5, 7 minutes in, and there's going to be that Bracer that we talked about on Queen of Pain. Actually, a double Bracer plus an infused raindrop.
Yeah,
going for the blade mail.
That is really cool. Jeez, yeah. Well, you see here again these rotations. It was looking good for a moment. Is able to dodge the stun, but Miracle still takes the damage from the Sonic Wave. And cleaning it up afterwards with the Disruptor rotation. Yeah, the Queen of Pain build, super interesting. The Bracer and now Blade Mail coming
We've
up.
seen some offlaners going for the Blade Mail, especially Mars, I would say, against Gyrocopter. When you're like, well, I'm going to soak up the damage, turn on my shield.
Right.
Block does not block them off completely. And there's that Vanguard that we mentioned. It makes anti-mage games, like, he's not playing the carry role. But the thing is, I feel Boom is always going to be on timer in this game. There's always going to be this, like, mental threat that you're playing against both AM, who's off to a really good start, and you're also playing against the Gyrocopter.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously still not going to be that carry anti-mage, but you get up towards some items and he's going to be hitting just as hard.
It's not like anti-mage is going to say, sorry, I can't carry, I'm dealing too much damage, got to destroy one of my items.
Exactly. Not really the style that we see from there. Yeah, it's setting up to be a bit of a strange one, and you can see that Queen of Pain definitely the one that's been hurt the most. Yopaj not been able to have a great game right now. 1,000 gold behind.
Jackie knows, like, there was no. Okay, there was one ward. Never mind. I was looking at the mid lane, but he sensed it. Like, he also TP'd before they came into the vision off of ward, so that's really good.
Nicely done there. Gets out of the danger zone and will head off to the side. Exorcism popped up top there as Jackie just wants to farm up these camps. And a little bit of me time is definitely what Medusa needs. Tim's over to the side.
We call that
just showing up.
Medusa. A good glimpse back.
Yeah, that was well done. And now LTW is a bit too far forward. GH can't come in there to help.
Good stun. Good
Very well done.
And Yopaj's not done. I mean, he doesn't have a Shadow Strike, so it's hard to chase, but he definitely wants to jump in. Right now, sitting at 1100 HP on Queen of Pain. If, you know, we casters, analysts, if we saw someone else other than Yopaj going for this build, let's see it's like a tier 3 team doing it, we would probably flame it, but I think it's justified in this scenario where, like, he wants to be super tanky, and he's also going to have a maxed out blink at this point, so he can get easily in and out of the fights.
Yeah, for the Queen of Pain. Meanwhile, up top, they'll find a kill here on FBZ. Well done. As they managed to get a quick one. Kuro hunting to the side for Tim's. He's been able to hide off to the side here and is getting some nice XP for himself. We'll see if they try and set up to defend this tower. I mean, Jackie obviously loves to be able to farm out this camp, but with only 2 heroes down bottom, there's a potential, although I think that they just maybe saw the courier going by.
They might need to stay away from Anti-Mage because he is super tanky with this Vanguard. And also, like, they need to use a Static Storm on top of him. Disruptor's still level 5, so they don't have that.
Fissure out, Sonic Wave blows up one, and now Mind Control trying to get out of there. The blink and the walk away. So they do manage to protect this tower here.
They do protect the tower, brought in a lot of heroes. So let's see how they react to the mid lane. Miracle about to finish his Boots of Travel. And this is going to be it. Medusa's out of mana.
Danger, danger. Jackie gonna drop, but do they get killed by the second gank coming in afterwards? Yopaj right on top of a Miracle, but no Sonic Wave. Just turning, looking for the fight. GH walks forward. They bring in more. Tims is there for the stun. And Echo afterwards drop down for the finish. That was very well done as they bring it down Miracle.
And this is where these two bracers kind of kick in. He jumps in on top of him. He knows that there was no Laguna Blade. So just looking around the Queen of Lina and trying to set up for another set of Scream of Pain. I think he's going to go for Blade Mail first before the Power Treads.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going for it.
Very interesting. FBZ, slowed down. Crow there too. Got bugs? Mana Void? Thinking about it. Spirit Siphon instead keeps FBZ topped up.
If he tries to cast it, he will pop the Magic Wand and the also Infused Raindrop. I like the itemization on FBZ. Just a double null, which doubles a 25-minute mark and going straight into BKB.
Still that tower remains down bottom. Over to the side, Yopal.
Blade Mail, there it is.
Really good, really, really good. But will it be enough to keep him alive? No, they still get the kill. And now turning to the side, Skem also falls. The Blade Mail did a lot of damage, but it wasn't enough, and now FBZ is in trouble. Chase down, TP over to the side as they will run after this Death Prophet. Mana Void's there, stick afterwards, still looking for the chase down. They have the silence, punching away. Kuro taking a lot of damage, forces out that time lapse, and just tanking through the tower right now. Mind control, he can't get the final touch.
Yeah, the extra armor that he gets, and also the Chipped West, the more they hit him, the more damage is he gonna deal. Blade Mail, it looked good, but also a bit underwhelming. Like, he dealt a lot of damage, but they can still burst him there. And also Static Storm was used.
Oh, Sonic Wave, not quite enough for the kill. Very close though, back towards mid. They will instead get the finish onto Tim. So Nigma dodge the gank on their anti-mage, find another kill on the Earthshaker.
That's big, that's pretty big. And look what ILTW has queued up. He is going for Diffusal Blade, something that Thompson did at TI when he was playing against the Bristleback. That might have been like the first Diffusal Blade on like Gyro, I believe, especially in the pro matches. But yeah, it's gonna be good. You're playing against Medusa, you're playing against all these heroes and the extra slow. It also gives you a little bit of extra momentum, I would say, because it's 600 gold cheaper than it was before.
Feels like a very value item in this type of a game. And you know, when you've got sort of those big frontliners that can run in beforehand, just burn all the mana slowly but steadily, and particularly against the Medusa, it's going to be the route to go. So a 2,000 gold lead now, and Nigma continuing to try and control the map. They've taken mid, and now bottom tower also falling. A smoke up afterwards. Kuro's going to show in the mid lane, but LTW and GH trying to make a play into the jungle, where it looks like they might run into the Death Prophet again. FBZ spotted. LTW right at the start. Miracle there as well. This is going to be an easy one.
I want to talk about the itemization. Oh, the glimpse back.
Kuro, time lapse again. They come out for sure, but yeah, Yopash gets killed.
They got him. I mean, Scotty is a great item playing against like two range cores. They really don't like to play into, but I feel like Medusa could have gone for different items. I'll hold that thought.
Yopaj, 2 seconds, 1 second, blink, back up, they get away, just barely. We're not able to connect with the stun or any Walrus Punch afterwards. And now blocking out those Ancients as well.
I feel like when playing against anti-mage, and also you see that Gyro is gonna most likely go for the Fusel. You still don't know because he's only showing Blades of Alacrity, but I feel like the item build should have been SNY instead of this Manta. You do not want to have a big mana pool, and also like your third item should be Butterfly instead, because you're playing against AM and Gyro, so you're taking a lot of damage away from them.
Good. It's feeling a little bit rough. A lot of dangerous situations. Tim's, as we can see, still not at the Blink Dagger, but they can make the initiation happen with the Glimpse and will catch GH. Quick punish there onto the Tusk. So, boom, finding kills where they can, but this game looking like it's starting to tilt into the favor of Nigma even further.
Yeah, especially with Queen of Pain not off to a really good start. Like, these items might work, it might look genius, or it might look extremely underwhelming. So far, you know, not so great, but we might see like one fight where the Blade Mail does everything, and the smoke from Boom.
This is a big one, though. If they can make this work. Wait, Glimpse? ILTW. Oh, they got him caught. They broke his CP. They had vision on him. And ILTW in trouble now with the fissure there. They're going to find a kill. Well done. Anything afterwards? Well, mind control chasing. They want to battle. They're underneath the ward, though. They have to know that there's vision here. I mean, you still want to fight.
That should get deported.
Yeah.
They know that Exorcism is not going to be available. The good thing for Nigma Galaxy is this Anti-Mage. He did not die. He did not die a single time. He has a Vanguard, Orb of Corrosion, very tanky. He can jump inside the fight. That I think he's really safe, that he's not going to die once he jumps in.
We'll see if you're right or not, as FBC, he is the one that went down instead. Miracle going to get glimpsed away. Had the BKB option if they wanted to, but doesn't opt to go for it. And Skem just going to be able to skitter away from that one. But yeah, seeing ourselves get pushed into a heck of a game
here. This
here.
is going to be a Roche. I love this. A lot of damage. Miracle also has DD in bottle, plus a tag team and the Swarm.
Oh, it goes so quickly. Yeah, the DD pops there. And Tim's off to the side, though. Fissure to start. Got to be careful.
No blink yet, no echo.
Yeah, there's not an easy one. Yopaj is in the area, walking in, looking for the fight, and they get it. Miracle gets the Aegis, now the turn. Yopaj starting to drop down lower and lower and is going to die in the pit. Mind control, the hunt is on as they look for hero after hero, although now have to be careful because Jackie's still very strong. Now the turn, looks for the side. FBZ in trouble. The Walrus Punch lifts up to Jackie. Now backing out, trying to kite constantly.
It's time to chase.
They're kiting over and over and over again. Boom, they have nowhere left to go. They're all dropping. Jackie, FBZ, they just have to roll together underneath this tower. And Mind Control, he's hunting him. Spots him to the side, looking for a couple punches. Silence is out. Is he going to die now? Off to the side. The bugs are there and the blink away. Man,
the short blink.
He's barely living, but he does end up dying. Meanwhile, the buyback comes in from Skem. He's right on top of him. Fisher as well. Wait, what's going on? Nigma, they're losing everybody. They
buyback.
Oh, Miracle.
Queen of Pain will respawn. In a second, they need to run. He does not have a buyback. BKB. Glimpse is available. He's speedy. Let's see if they can chase him.
They can't keep vision. What a turnaround with those buybacks.
I mean, they got the most out of it. I think that's fine. Tim's bought back. Didn't get too much gold out of it, but yeah, that's going to delay his Blink Dagger. Queen of Pain, item progression is just like really slow in this game, and they are on a timer. Look at this blink from Mind Control. he could have blinked away, further away. And yeah, gets him with the Crypt Swarm.
And then everybody huddles together. Great Static Storm down from Skem. And then, of course, Earthshaker moving in as well. Gets the full control. Very, very well played. But still, it's Nigma that are in control of this game. Despite losing the Aegis, 5,000, 4,000 gold into their favor.
If Nigma can lock onto a target pre-BKB, their mana is completely gone, and it sets up for a really big mana void on Anti-Mage. Have we seen any shards being picked up yet? There are no shards.
Jackie getting punched. Everybody all around Mind Control. GH is there as well. Kuro went for the wraparound. FBZ, they have the glimpse. Punches coming out, and Death Prophet going to die. Maybe looking for more now. Snowball in. They got Yopaj. Do they have anything to follow up afterwards? He's got Blink back up again. Sonic Wave, GH low, gets denied. Well done. And Tim's tried to go for the kill steal. Not going to happen. Instead, you're going to end up dying.
Yeah, Mind Control getting kills here and there, denying his own teammates, and the smile.
Feeling good. A little bit of love between brothers there. All wreck and face here in this one. 13-19. And close to a Manta done for this offlane Anti-Mage.
It's a big one. It's he can get rid of the silence from the Dead Prophet, which is pretty big, and with his counter spell, doesn't need to care too much about the glimpse. Sonic Wave.
Yeah, you can see there as well. Moving in with Tim's trying to clear it up, and he gets there right before he ends up going down. So we're going to take a breath to sort of respawn on everybody here and go for another round soon. Still a little ways away from being able to finish off that Blink Dagger for poor old Tim's. It's been a rough one for the Earthshaker.
Yeah, one of the reasons why we don't see too much of an Earthshaker, I think we can compare him to position 4 Tiny that we've seen throughout the tournament, where he just feels a bit underwhelming. He relies on a Blink Dagger so much, and if you delay it, you're just taking a big part of the hero in like where he needs to be active between 15 and 20 minute mark.
Nigma up on this high ground. Ping's coming out. I think they might realize what's going on Boom. They are going to play further back now. And yeah, a lot of circles being drawn. GH, smoke going to break. He knows they're on the other side. Sees the Crypt Swarm. FBZ walks right through. Snowball, it's not going to hit there with the silence. And now they got him caught. Static Storm afterwards, though. Fissure, they needed a blink, but they don't have it early enough. GH goes on with the Walrus Punch, and might not matter anyways. Exorcism out, and so too will be Nigma.
They're not going to be able to take any objectives. They will try to chase. Yopaj blinking in forward. Needs to be careful. No BKB yet. This Blade Mail gives him false sense of security, where it feels, you know, you're invincible. They're not going to focus you, but we've seen Miracle popping a BKB using Laguna Blade and just right-click him down to death. He had a DD there, but, you know, it can still happen with just one extra hero on top of him.
You see more. Glimpse over to the side. Miracle in a little bit of trouble here as the call down is out. FBZ dead. Now looking for more. They have the Sonic Wave out trying to kill off Miracle. Is it going to be enough? They do get it with the right clicks. Oh, the ulti coming in from Duso was more than enough, but afterwards gets dropped down to death. Yopaj doing what's possible. Echo Slam hits onto all of them, but is it enough damage? The time lapse away. Kuro going to be fine. Stun comes out afterwards. Mind Control trying to take down Yopaj. Very tanky here, and Tim's going to be the one left behind. Triple kill for the true carry in this game.
It looks so close. It looks so close. They just needed a little bit of extra damage to come out from like 2 spells, and I think they could have possibly wiped out Team Nigma Galaxy. But yeah, you said Mind Control. He is slowly taking over in terms of farm. Like Gyrocopter, where's he at? He has less farm than Anti-Mage, and I think right now they're also prioritizing his farm, which is a better idea, because the carry matchup is just insanely good. If we're talking about Mind Control being the carry.
God, and again, I mean, this is sort of showing the power of this Yopaj build, right? Like, going for this super tanky double bracer into blade mail type of situation. The downside is that they're kind of ignoring him, but the plus side is that he's not dying easily.
I mean, it's not like they're locked onto the target and they need to attack him. This is not Axe, so bit of a different blade mail.
Well, for now, finishing off that BKB, these BKBs coming out are going to be very important. And where do we see them go next? Nigma still hanging on to this side of the map. We're 1.5 minutes away from Roche being capable of respawning. And almost that Blink Dagger done on Shaker. 23 minutes in. I mean, better late than never. If they can get into that, it would be very helpful for them to start these fights.
Yeah, they will have all abilities up in 20 seconds, and they're also going to have a Blink there, so that's going to be pretty big. And it's not easy for GH to save people with the Snowball, because most of the time there's going to be either like a Fissure that wants to connect on him, or they're going to drop down a Static Storm, and then he can't do anything. There's not going to be a save.
No vision in this side of the map. As Boom trying to play together. Ooh, and a Shadow Blade.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think Shadow Blade is fine. He changed his mind about Scotty, even though it's a great Scotty game, as we already mentioned, against like Lina and also Gyrocopter, but you're playing against the AM, so you need to make an adjustment. I feel like this is the good one. You're also eventually going to have a break ability against the true carry that is pretty much anti-mage in this game. He has Aghanim queued up. It's a cool idea, but against AM, I would still prefer if this is Butterfly. If that's like Butterfly plus Silver Edge.
Would be very strong. Meanwhile, though, jump in, finds him right at the start. Snowball afterwards, gets hit by the stun. Tim's dead. No Blink Dagger reveal for you. On the other side, GH is going to die. Miracle, turn, stun. BKB's out from Yopaj and FBZ, but they pull him back in. Now in some trouble, wanting to fight with that Scotty. Kills off Skem, but pays for it with his own life. And Yopaj looking for more ILTW.
They need a stun. They need something. Without Tims, they don't have it.
Yeah, really, really smart play to kill off the Disruptor so there wasn't a glimpse. Could finish the TP. Kuro, thinking about chasing, but not going any further. Mind Control. Jumps right at the start. Yeah, I'm going to get the heck out of there.
Blinks to safety. That Mana Void would ruin Queen of Pain.
But still, this lead not necessarily growing for Nigma. I mean, with the BKBs online, some of these fighting items, are you at all getting worried about the way that this game is going for them? Like, do you see this team starting to build momentum?
I still favor Nigma because they have like 3 carries in this game, but we'll see. We'll see the execution. This is going to be another death of GH.
Going down there, wanted to get some D-ward action in, but couldn't get there in time before the rest of the fight showed up.
If Medusa decides to get the Aghanim Scepter, they have like good... Yeah, and she's locking to it. So we're gonna see like multiple ways to reset the fight. The Earthshaker also will get the Shard eventually, so the Fissure, the stuns, it's gonna be much easier to execute. And Queen of Pain will go for Kaya Sanj build, eventually it's gonna get the Shard. So what they wanna do is like prolong the team fight, even though they have like enough burst damage, even with the Earthshaker going in, Queen of Pain, lockdown onto the target. But a lot of these spells are very annoying to play into what they got.
They kill off that creep wave right there, maybe revealing that there's a ward in the lane. But regardless, Roche spawned relatively early. We saw FBZ run down bottom, pushing out that wave against the split pushing AM. Mind Control sitting on his own ward and ready to go at a moment's notice if they need to, but it hasn't yet been checked by Boom, I don't think. See if they try and go for something, but they just now finishing that Diffusal Blade for Anti-Mage, so doubling down on the mana removal. Obviously amazing
Second
against
Diffusal Blade.
Tim's hanging out by his ward as well. ILTW walks forward. They don't have vision yet. He's up on the high ground. They drop down the ward, immediately spot him, and Yopaj going to blink out afterwards. Wants to escape. Snowball, then trouble. They jump forward from Mind Control, and they're not going to be able to do anything. Good pushing of the shards up there to high ground, but now they're looking in and they spot down Roche. And down bottom.
Down bottom, yeah. FBZ was on the ward, so they know that he cannot come immediately. He has a TP. There is still a tier 1 tower, but yeah, where's Tusk?
They're trying to go.
He's not inside the pit.
Gotta be careful about this one. Tims is there, ready to go in a moment's notice. Scam, Static Storm available. Can they catch this one? Jump on, no, Static Storm down onto 2. The Echo afterwards, Mind Control dead. They lose their hero right at the start, and now Stone Gaze, LTW wrecked and gone. Just like that, Nigma gonna lose potentially 4 for just the 1.
Oh, what a big fight for Boom. What a huge fight. I feel like the decision-making for Nigma in the previous game, what like needs to be done around the Roche pit, and this one is pretty much the same. Like they're losing the fights for the second Roche, which kind of cost them the game in the previous one. Yes, Miracle did manage to pick up the Aegis. Where's the Shard? Someone picked up the Shard? Yeah, Tusk having it for now.
I mean, again, you know, we're taking a look at this situation. It's still, like you said, the Aegis, but find GH now with Thames. He's just going to be able to back out of there. Boom, taking full advantage of that situation, realizing they didn't need to go into the pit. The BKBs were there on those heroes and instead fight the fight on the outside.
Also, this Aghanim Scepter on Medusa doing a lot of work. I might have underestimated how much it does. You know, you don't want to increase your mana pool. It increases by a bit, nothing too significant, but having also another way of like turning them into Stone Gaze is just great.
Very dangerous moments here for both teams. Like, even with that Aegis, Lena's still, you know, if everybody else is dying, you're going to probably die twice too. Shaker finished off the Shard. Anything else that really need to write home about? I mean, Lena's going to start doing a ridiculous amount of damage. The fire
so is Medusa. Stack. Yeah, if we check Medusa's talents, the new talent +2 snake bounces, it's insane, especially with the Aghanim Scepter. And she also has reduction on the split shot as well.
Smoke up now, heading into the triangle. They're underneath the ward here, but obviously still smoked. They break immediately. Kuro spots up there, but Tims, there's the jump. Waller's punch afterwards. 1-for-1, snowball through onto both. Mind Control tries to turn around to Jackie. It actually has him caught there to the side.
Jackie's out of mana.
They hit him. The Stone Gaze is there. Do they have enough? Mana Void, it's not quite enough damage, but the right click's coming in, and FPT right on top of Miracle. Barely able to survive. Look at Miracle. He ends up going down. The Aegis is going to be reclaimed, but Nigma, they win this fight. And a buyback comes from Skem, but for what? There's nothing else left to fight, and just like that, it tilts back the other direction.
Yeah, they got a really good jump on Medusa. She has a shard, so she got a little bit of mana. The cold-blooded, it's fine, you know, especially with all the spells that can be thrown at her. But once they lock onto her with the tag team and Anti-Mage with the Diffusal Blade plus Manta Style, the mana is just completely gone in 2 seconds.
Playing around this vision.
Yopaj wants to use the Sonic Wave.
Scam, jump, looking for more. Can they kill him off in time? Sonic Wave, it's enough. They get that kill. Losing 2, Miracle turning, wanting to fight onto Yopaj. Do they have enough damage to bring down Bob? Yes, they do. Monkey King Bar, he is too strong.
Oh, they spelled on Miracle. A lot of right-click damage. Scotty plus Monkey King Bar going into Satanic next. I feel like the ILTW is not even a secondary carry in this game.
Yeah. He's just there to throw out some more Diffusal Blade procs. But Nigma, I mean, they've come up with perfect answer. I mean, we were talking about it in the draft, like the Medusa seemed like a really good pick. It feels like Nigma anticipated this, and it's all been about dealing with Medusa, their draft.
It is, and they itemized correctly, I would say. Maybe, 2 Diffusal Blades, it's fine, plus also having an anti-mage, but it's also how they play around it. And Miracle, he just hit level 25 to extra attack range, so that's going to be difficult. Scotty ruins all of the range heroes, especially the carry ones, so Medusa needs to be careful.
Regen pop there.
I'm not sure how you should be careful. I'm just throwing it out there. It's not like you can stop her from attacking you, but okay.
If you see her, just run away. Just go, escape. Don't show up anymore. The snowballs hit pretty hard. They're coming out with those right clicks. But yeah, this game, I mean, Nigma, they've definitely blown it wide open now. 9K gold lead, and going into Vlad's next also on the Weaver. And with the control of the map, I mean, tier 2 towers taken both mid and bottom. There's still a tier 1 up top for Boom. As far as like way that they try and play this out, do you just sort of go for the all-in like rapier eventually for Jackie?
You might need to. You also need a defensive item. He has BKB queued up so that his mana cannot be burned. Sentry plus obs placed.
Hiroki spotted him. That's a good opening. Yeah, and the full control is there. So they're gonna blow it all, take down Kuro.
This is a lot of spells used. Like the Static Storm just to kill position 5 Weaver is a lot of commitment.
Yeah, 3 minutes still left until Roche is capable of respawning, while the bottom lane has some more creeps pushing in there. And Jackie comes on back, farms that one out. And the rest of Nigma hoping that he steps further out for a kill, but seems unlikely at this point at least. Tuska's going for the Aghanims.
Oh yeah, this is great. This is my favorite Aghanims upgrade in the game. I'm not sure if that got fixed, but the first time I tested it when the patch came out, it says 12 seconds. It got increased, but when I tested it, it was 8 seconds. So we'll have to see. And it's also now vector targeted, so it's much easier. Like you can choose where you want to kick him. So that's great.
Again, if you can isolate those heroes away from each other, this lineup of Nigma completely blow them up very, very rapidly.
If you can kick out Medusa during the Stone Gaze, that's huge. Or Dead Prophet, kick her out, she comes back during the BKB, waste this whole BKB, some duration on the Exo, and then once she comes back, you can do it again. The problem is survivability. Like, that's the one issue, but at least he has a good neutral item. I think this is the possibly best one, Spider Legs, so he can position himself better, like get a good kick, run through the cliffs.
BKB done for the Medusa. Shiva's Guard as well finished for the Death Prophet. You've got a couple of strong items coming together here for Boom, but a Satanic also done for Miracle. It's going to a lot come down to the vision and the way that fight goes.
I feel like if Boom can farm Aghanim Scepter on Schem, that's going to be huge. They can't use the items if they can't use their BKBs or Satanics. That's game changing. And he also has a big boy Philly, so that's going to help out quite a lot.
Yeah, got to get there somehow, if at all possible.
Needs less than 1,000 gold. I mean, he can sell, if he wants to go for like Hail Mary play, all in, he can sell, I'd say, Tranquils. He has a Soul Ring wand and the drums. Like, there's a lot of stuff that he can possibly sell.
Sell it all.
Yeah, if he like feels like he needs it straight away for the third Roche.
Could be big. As you can see now, Nigma ready for the pressure up top. They have taken over the triangle. The rest, though, of Boom, they're already out of there. Realizing that danger and retreating away. It would be nice for NGX if they could actually take that top tier 1 tower. But it's going to be a little bit dangerous. But the reinforcements for the next Roche fight feel like it's going to be a very contentious point as well. As Boom continue to split push around the map. The scan hits. If they didn't know before, they definitely know now. And hiding off in the base or pushing out the side lanes. They're a lot in life. Yeah, this is one of those moments where, like, you know, one bad fight either way. It's a 7K gold lead, but it really doesn't matter much. Buybacks, you know, where the position of the fight happens, all those things matter significantly more.
They know that someone is hiding in these trees. It's being pinged up. Oh, Scam, he senses it.
Yeah, he gets it.
There's the hack. So the one on anti-mage. Nigma this time around going for a bit of a different route. You know, throughout the tournament, we've been saying we want to see something different. We want to see the new heroes. And what do they bring? Offlane anti-mage.
Impressive showing.
Seems to follow like a shadow, dark and cold to the touch, and saying not to let go. Oh, go on, just do what you do. And
From a quarter
does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah. Yeah, I've discussed it with myself, and I'm disgusted with the way we're told to have a certain face, a certain weight, because we aren't pixels on a screen. No, we're human, we breathe. Every single thing we see curated, it's overrated. These expectations, they keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to think, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah. Messing with my head again. You had your heart set on me, but these feels, they come and go, and they come so easily. Tell me what it is about you that I can't forget, but you're breaking down my walls again just to set me free. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always, always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always, always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Close your eyes and just take time.